Hello, it's Mechanical. This majestic creature is my buddy, Double Diamond Garage 2.0. This is his second account since his first account got banned because he is petty and has no filter. I don't know why TikTok is not allowing me to do a stitch right now, but the main reason why I wanted to make this video was for this comment right here. Why do people think showing themselves doing basic brakes means anything? We hire kids at the bus stop to replace brakes. And that comment was made on Aunt Mel Dowie's TikTok, also known as Melody. I think my biggest beef is just the concept of basic brakes. I've been in the industry for 14 years. I think other mechanics will agree with me on my next statement. While brakes as a concept is very basic, when it comes to application, there are so many different ways that things can go wrong. Like just off the top of my head, I can think of a dozen ways that a brake job can turn into a whole fiasco to the point where brakes are no longer basic. Rotating calipers. Left-threaded rotating calipers. Caliper piston is seized. A caliper piston in a dual or quad piston system seizes up. A caliper slide is frozen shut. A caliper slide has broken. Broken hardware. Warped hardware. New hardware that was manufactured out of spec. Aftermarket brake pads that have too much paint. Wrong-sized pads because the vehicle had options. Electronic calipers. Brake pads with an electronic wear signal. Looking at you, Mercedes. Cross-threading. Anytime that you can't remove the caliper separately from the caliper bracket because it just bangs into the rear sway bar link. Looking at you, GM. Having to deal with rounded Allens. Looking at you, Ford. Having to deal with anything Torx. Looking at you, Audi. When should you use ceramic brakes? When should you use semi-metallic? When can you get away with pad slapping? When you can get away with swapping rotors and sanding pads? I'm not even going to list all the different ways you can mess up drum brakes. I think my main problem with this is just the idea that anything in automotive is basic. I can think of scenarios where even an oil change can be a hassle. BMW has an engine where there's no dipstick. It has an internal sensor. You have to be approximate with how much oil goes into the vehicle, then you have to run it and get it up to temperature, and then go through the ECU to find the oil level sensor so that it tells you whether it has too much or too little. And of course, every manufacturer has their own special handshake with a vehicle to be able to reset an engine oil light. Okay, let's just ignore everything I said and come back to this. Why do people think showing themselves doing basic brakes means anything? For one, people who are in the industry recognize all the different ways things can go wrong, like what I had listed. And two, rookies are not pre-packaged with this knowledge automatically. Rookies are the ones that need help the most. And what are the problems that they're going to first encounter? Tires, oil changes, light bulbs, and brakes. I don't know, this comment, it just rubs me the wrong way, because it takes skill to be able to do the job, and then you have to have the knowledge to be able to handle any problem that comes along the way.